Hi, did you know that 89% of the people in India believe that they are under stress? Hi, I'm Thomas Verghese, author and life coach at empoweryourselves.com, and today we'll be talking about what stress is, why is it important to know about stress, and some tips to overcome stress. So let's get going. So firstly, let us learn about what is stress. Now, it is said that stress is a normal reaction to everyday pressures, but can be unhealthy when it upsets our day-to-day functioning. That is, some amount of stress is essential for every human being, but when it goes above a limit, then it causes problems with different systems within our body, and it can affect us adversely. The reaction to stress is also called the fight or flight response. So now let us learn about why it is important to learn about stress. So as we go through this mind map, let us learn about some facts about stress. So according to the American Institute of Stress, 3 out of 4 doctor visits are stress related. Stress is the basic cause of 60% of human illnesses and disease. 48% believe that the stress has increased over the past 5 years. So that means compared to the previous generations, the current generation is undergoing more amount of stress. So this is a little bit worrying for all of us. All right. Now, according to a site called WebMD, stress-related conditions cost the US over $300 billion annually. So that's a staggering amount of money spent for stress-related problems. Now let's look at home. Let's look at the situation. Let's look at the situation in India. So according to Cigna TTK Health Insurance, what they say is about 89% of the population in India say that they are suffering from stress. So that's really alarming. And something needs to be done in order to manage this kind of a problem. So now let's look at the harmful effects of stress. What could be the harmful effects of stress? So stress affects our body, it affects our brain, and it affects our immune system. Now this is very dangerous. Now if stress affects our immune system and our immune system gets weakened, what happens is the viruses can attack the body. And if viruses can attack the body, we'll be easily prone to diseases. So that's really, really dangerous. And we have to take care of that, and we have to take care of managing stress. Now, all stress is not harmful. There are certain stress that is useful as well. Like for example, some stress, like the fight or flight response, helped our ancestors escape from predators. Like in the olden days, when there was a lion or a bear came to attack a human being. So because of this stress response or the flight or fight response, the people would be alert and they would be able to run away from this kind of a situation. So it is helpful as well. And apart from that, say for example, you're traveling in your car and suddenly somebody comes in front of your car. Again, it is the stress response which is responsible for pressing of the brake so that an accident is avoided. Similarly, say for example, you're in a building and it's under fire. So our stress response again kicks in and we're able to escape from that stressful situation. So there are some amounts of stress which are also useful for us. But the problem really comes when there's stress for too long period of time or prolonged stress. That really is the problem. That really creates the problem, and that's what affects the body, the brain, and the immune system. So we have to take care of that. Now let's come to some tips. What are the tips that we can use in our daily life to overcome stress? So let's look at those. So the tip number one is to eat right. That is, our diet should be good. Like we should have lots of leafy green vegetables. We should have fruits in our diet, and we should have proteins as well. The white meat like chicken or eggs, all those things also should be incorporated. And we should try to eat right. And we should try to cut out sugars and processed foods. So this should be out, and as well as we should also try to exclude the aerated drinks and the colas. All those things are too much sugar, so it will try to affect our health. So we have to eat right. The number two is doing regular exercise. Now regular exercise really will help in the blood circulation and will make our body and the mind feel more energized and active. So that's really important again. Then we should get good sleep, good and enough sleep, because what happens is during sleep the body really repairs its damaged tissues and it really starts rejuvenating. So everyone should have minimum 7 to 8 hours of sleep so that they are active again. And then we should also learn to say no. Now what happens is that during our work, many people, say our boss, our colleagues, all of these guys, they will come and put additional load, additional load, additional load on yourself. So it burdens you, and which in turn causes what? It causes you to have stress. So you should learn to say no to people. Like if it is unjustified demand from you, you should learn to say no to the people. So that will cause you to reduce your stress level. And the fifth thing is being more organized. Like if you are working at a workstation or a workplace, see that your table is quite organized. Let it not be cluttered with too much of paper and too much of items. So whatever items you really need, put them out. The other things, you just put it in the drawer or throw them away. So because try to reduce as much as clutter on your table, because a cluttered table can also really be a cause of stress. And again, one more thing is, like whatever things you take, try to put back those items in the correct place again. So those are some of the tips which you can use to avoid stress. I hope this lecture was useful to you. Thank you so much and see you tomorrow.